once again, good afternoon, East Alabama and West Georgia. Dr. Dodd in here with you in our live severe weather coverage center. Let's fix that so you can see what's going on. Back in here with you with an update, and we do have a couple of things I need to bring to your attention. Number one, the National Weather Service has extended the severe thunderstorm watch a little bit further south. So now it does cover Talladega, Clay, and Randolph, as well as Cleburne, Calhoun, and up there toward Cherokee County. In our coverage area, and I believe it also picked up Carroll. Yes, also picked up Carroll County. There we go. So you got Carroll, Cleburne, Calhoun, Cherokee, Randolph, Clay, and Talladega of our coverage area that are now under a severe thunderstorm watch until 9 p.m. this evening. And we have a couple of severe thunderstorm warnings. You'll remember a few moments ago when we were on here with you, we were showing you that area that was about to cross over I-65 in central Alabama, and I told you if we were going to have any severe weather, that's where it would come from. And that line of storms has now gone severe. So we have severe thunderstorm warnings in effect now. Multiple severe thunderstorm warnings, and I'm going to show you. I'm just going to read the text of them to you. Severe thunderstorm warning for south central St. Clair County. That has been canceled. Let's see here. Severe thunderstorm warning for southwestern Talladega County, eastern Shelby County, south central St. Clair, and northwestern Coosa in east central Alabama until 5:15 p.m. this afternoon. For that line of thunderstorms, it's moving into central Alabama, about to move into east Alabama. We also have a severe thunderstorm warning for Chilton, Coosa, and Elmore County. And we'll get the verbiage of that up here for you. This is until 5:45. This is until 5:45 this afternoon. At 4:45 p.m., a severe thunderstorm was located over Dollar, or 11 miles west of Rockford, moving to the east at 30 miles per hour. 60 miles per hour wind gusts, penny-sized hail are going to be the threats from this line of thunderstorms. So that would be this entire cluster that you see right here on your screen. That is going to be moving almost due east. So heads up for Clay County, heads up for Tallapoosa, even down into Lee, Chambers, Randolph. And then eventually, if this holds together, and all indications are that it will, then heads up eventually for Heard, Troup, and Harris County within the next couple of hours. So this is a pretty significant line of thunderstorms with very gusty winds and maybe some hail involved in it, but the wind and the lightning output are going to be the two big things that you need to be aware of as this moves into East Alabama. Now, very quickly, let me tell you, we've got severe weather up here in northeast Georgia ongoing at the same time. We have a heavy thunderstorm coming down through Helen, Georgia, and we've already had one injury up there. And I'm trying to monitor that, do this at the same time. So it's conceivable I may have to go away pretty quick if things deteriorate up there with that storm that's affecting the north end of White County, Georgia. So we're monitoring both of those, and I'll stay with you as long as I possibly can on this. Let me run up there, though, and look at that. I'm going to have to do that from time to time so I can stay on top of what's happening up here as well. And it'll come up here in just a second. So there you go. That's the storm that's sitting right on top of Helen, Georgia right now. We understand we've got someone in the river that has been injured up there. Doesn't sound like it's anything too significant, but we're going to continue to monitor that. But there you go. That's that heavy storm right there in the northern part of White County. That's pretty much going to affect Helen and back down to just north of Cleveland, maybe down to about Yona Mountain. And then it will run right out Duncan Bridge Road and move on into Habersham County. Now, there's another line of storms right behind it. So things are going to calm down just for a minute in Helen, and then it's going to pick back up again. Also, we have another severe thunderstorm that's moving in the direction of Dahlonega. That might clip the extreme southwest corner of White County. So that's a severe thunderstorm warning for western sections of Lumpkin County as well. That's up here in northeast Georgia. New severe thunderstorm warning now for Calhoun, Cherokee, and Etowah County from the National Weather Service. This is going to be for 3/4 inch hail and 60-mile-per-hour wind gust also. And that's going to be right here. Let me take that severe thunderstorm watch off of the screen because things tend to get a little cluttered when we have a lot of activity going on. It's kind of hard to see. So there you go. There's your severe thunderstorm warning for, again, Calhoun, Cherokee, and Etowah counties of northeast Alabama. This storm just moving through Hoax Bluff is about to move into Jacksonville and Piedmont. So you folks up there in Piedmont, you need to start heading toward your shelter. You don't want to be outside in this storm that's about to move through. There's a good bit of lightning with it. There's probably some hail involved with this storm as well. If there is hail, there it is. Well, let me clear that and try it again because we've got a new volume scan just as I did that. Right there. So if we have hail in this storm, that's most likely where it is. If it continues in the direction it's moving right now, which is something like so, then probably South Piedmont would be in the hail core area of this storm. So we just got another special weather statement now that's going to catch most of White County, all of Lumpkin, and part of Hall County for those of you up here in northeast Georgia. And that is going to be for this line of storms that's prompting that warning over there on the western side of Lumpkin County. So they are going ahead and issuing special weather statements down that entire line. They could upgrade that to severe thunderstorm warning at any moment. And then, of course, we still have this mess down here in East Alabama that's about to move into the Sylacauga area. Childersburg, you're already getting it. Sylacauga, it's knocking on your door. 60-mile-per-hour wind gust, 3/4 inch hail. This warning continues for another 19 minutes. And then we come a little bit further south. This is down in Coosa County. We have a severe thunderstorm now moving into the Weguffka area, about to move into Rockford. Titus, you're up next. That's down in Elmore County. And a special weather statement now for Autauga County from about Prattville north. And a severe thunderstorm warning continues for Chilton County. It's storming now in Enterprise. That's a little community there just south of Clanton. And we also have that severe thunderstorm underway there in Clanton. So I'll zoom back out. Quickly, I'll show you that the storms down around the Columbus area have moved on off to the east in a line from about Macon, Georgia, down to Perry, down to just east of Americus. And then the storms down in South Alabama, not looking quite as significant as they were earlier, but understand we're looking at that from the Atlanta radar, so they may be. We'll switch radars in a few minutes and look at that again. But our main reason for being here is going to be this cluster of thunderstorms right here that is about to move into East Alabama. Yeah, the watch that has been issued for Randolph County is an extension of the watch that was already in place from the I-20 corridor north. They've just extended it south now to pick up a handful of counties a little bit further to the south of the original watch. And that watch will, and there it is, will be in effect. I believe it goes out till 9 p.m. this evening. That's correct. 10 p.m. Eastern, 9 o'clock Central. But you can see the counties right there that are included in that watch. In East Alabama, that includes Randolph, Clay, Talladega, Cleburne, Calhoun, and Cherokee of our coverage area. And we do have some severe storms just now beginning to move into East Alabama. Severe thunderstorm warning. In effect for Calhoun, Cherokee, Etowah, Chilton, Coosa, Elmore, Shelby, and Talladega, though the storm has pretty much moved out of Shelby County. Okay, new severe thunderstorm warning now for Clay, Coosa, and Talladega. So you'll see a new, and there it is. It's already up on the board. So we have a new severe thunderstorm warning in effect now for Clay, Coosa, and Talladega. This warning is in effect for 60-mile-per-hour winds and hail at 3/4 inch in diameter. I'll read the text of this to you. The National Weather Service in Birmingham has issued a severe thunderstorm warning for southeastern Talladega, northeastern Coosa, and western Clay in east central Alabama until 5:45. So that's about another 45 minutes. At 5 p.m., severe thunderstorms are located along a line extending from near Winterboro to near Weguffka, moving east at 25 miles per hour. Hazards with this storm include 60-mile-per-hour wind gust and penny-sized hail. So there you go. Western Clay from Millerville west. The storm is moving into Sylacauga at the moment. And then down in Coosa, the severe thunderstorm warning is all the way over to the Tallapoosa County line. So heads up Alexander City. This thing's headed right straight for you. Heads up Hyssop, Equality, Titus, Weguffka. Actually, it's in Weguffka now. Eventually, I think all of Tallapoosa, all of Clay, and probably Central and Southern Randolph will deal with this one as well. And we've got a lone storm setting up here coming out of Leeds that's kind of out there by itself that'll probably catch eventually the northern half of Randolph County. Hello, Mountain Community. Good to see you. My man. I'm sorry. I'm listening to some radio traffic in the background. I'm not even going to go there, but our fire department just made a fantastic decision. Hey, Sharon, thank you. Hey, Miss Cecilia, good to see you back in here. Hey, Nancy in Rock Mills. Chiffon, hey, good to see you. Jacksonville, hey, Hope, you got a storm headed your way. Let me talk to you just a minute about this one in Jacksonville. There you are. And here's the storm. And it's moving in this direction. And so if you're in Jacksonville, you need to be in your safe place. Now, this is not a tornado, but this is a significant thunderstorm with 60-mile-per-hour straight-line winds. If you didn't see it, I encourage you to go over to, well, it's on my personal Facebook site. And James Spann has also got it, some video from Lawrence County, Alabama, earlier this afternoon from what straight-line winds can do. And you need to see it. There was an outdoor party. Looked like maybe a kids' event. Folks were barbecuing. And the storm hit just like that. And you see the trees bending over, the lightning hitting the ground, and the bouncy house leaves. I mean, it didn't just blow 2 or 3 feet. It was airborne and left the country. As far as I know, there were no kids in it. But the point I'm trying to make is, folks, unfortunately, for some reason, if the word tornado is not involved in it, folks don't pay attention to it. And I'm here to tell you, wind is wind. 60, 70, 80 mile per hour wind is wind. It's not special or different because it comes from a tornado instead of a thunderstorm. It doesn't matter. Wind is wind. It's still 60, 70, or 80 miles per hour coming from a thunderstorm, just like it is from a tornado. Of course, that would be a EF0 tornado, a small one. But the thing is, folks, 60, 70, 80 mile per hour wind can cause a tremendous amount of damage. Certainly can bring trees down. That's where most of the damage, structural damage, comes from, is falling trees. Thunderstorm wind can wreak havoc, and it can be extremely dangerous, and it can kill you. So when you go under a severe thunderstorm warning, I always say this, always have, and always will, if you're going to take the least course of regret and be as safe as you possibly can be, treat it as though it's a tornado warning. Go to your safe place, go inside, at least go inside, and go to the center of your home on the lowest floor and just ride the storm out there. Why take a chance on it? Do the safe thing. Treat those severe thunderstorm warnings just as significant as a tornado warning. That way you'll be protected. And we need to do a better job of teaching our children that. Over the years, we just, for some reason, never have spent a lot of time talking about that point. Wind is wind is wind. It does not matter if it comes from, a gust front on a beautiful sunny day, or a severe thunderstorm, a tornado, a hurricane, a dust storm. It doesn't matter where it comes from. It's still wind, and it can still cause damage. Always remember that. How Tin Chop look? Well, Tin Chop looks good right now. Hey, Jack. Nothing in Randolph County right now, but you do have severe weather off to your west. We have severe thunderstorm warnings now in western Clay, southern Talladega, western Tallapoosa and Coosa, and I believe good news up here in northeast Georgia. I think they're about to upgrade this to a warning. Or that was a delayed code red response. It was delayed. Okay, so no. The good news up here in North Georgia is that we have no more severe thunderstorm warnings. Everything has been replaced with special weather statements. So if you're in southern White, the majority of Lumpkin and down into Dawson County, and then even on down into Canton, the northern suburbs of Atlanta, Temple, Dallas, Waco, all of you are under special weather statements now instead of severe thunderstorm warnings, so that's good. We still have very heavy rainfall taking place right there at Helen, Georgia. And I was just listening to fire services advising that they were in the process of evacuating the river because there are tubers in the water up there. And that's dangerous when it's storming. Let's see. I got several folks asking me for the number for Randolph County's hyper reach. And let me see. That is... see if I can find it. I'm in a different program at the moment. We do our live severe coverage on a different scene collection as our normal weather, and it's over there over on the normal weather side. Let me see though if I can find it right quick. Just bear with me, I'll get it. Y'all just bear with me. We'll see if we can get this to come up right quick. Okay, there it is. All you got to do is text the word alert to 256-540-8664. I'll put that in the chat room for you too. There you go. It's in the chat room. Now, that is for Randolph County residents. That is the HyperReach mass notification system. And you get local information. You get severe weather information from the Weather Service. And then you get local information from your local emergency management agency. And that's what that number is good for in Randolph County. Now, regardless of where you live, there's a good chance your county and or municipality has a mass notification system that you can sign up for. We use Code Red up here in White County. A lot of counties use Code Red. All you got to do is go to just Google your county or municipality and then look for emergency management or emergency notifications. And you most likely will find that your community has a mass notification as well. Chambers County, you got severe weather off to the west of you there, Chambers, and it's moving to the east. So, again, let me put the graphic up here and show you these orange boxes right here. Those are severe thunderstorm warnings. And all of this is moving in this direction. Even down here in Lee County, you're probably going to catch some of this. The southern end of this right now is being covered by a special weather statement, but it would not at all surprise me for this to go severe down here. And then this little bitty storm that's sitting up here just north of the main line most likely will go severe as well. So even up into the probably will stay just south of Anniston, but Oxford, back over toward Heflin, even the northern part of Clay up there at Delta, Mount Cheehaw, and northern Randolph will certainly get this. We'll just have to wait and see if it goes severe. But all of this stuff is moving into East Alabama and West Georgia. This is in Georgia, Pickens County, reporting numerous trees and power lines down countywide. That's up there around Jasper. We got power outages up there as well. Now, if you have interest in Randolph County, you can still sign up for HyperReach. I get it. I'm up here northeast Georgia. I have interest in Randolph County, Alabama. Therefore, I signed up for it. It works just fine. Hey, Buffalo, New York. Wayne Lane. Born in Randolph County, Alabama, checking in from Buffalo, New York. Good to see you, Mr. Wayne. I'm just going to go out on a limb and say that was probably a wee bit of a culture shock from Roanoke to Buffalo, New York. Hey, Meriwether County. Thank you, Dennis. Thank you, Lisa. Olivia, yeah, this is these storms are not moving that fast. Probably at least another hour before they get into the Woodland area. Hey, Sharon, thank you. I miss Randolph County. I got close, what was it? Wednesday, I was in Birmingham. Thomas, all this stuff is moving toward Roanoke. Mobile, Alabama in the house. Y'all had a stormy evening down there, too. Dawsonville, Georgia. I'm about 20 minutes northeast of Dawsonville, Georgia. Glenn, Georgia. Glenn's in the path of all this as well. No tornado watch. It's just a severe, well, see, I almost did it. That's how this happened over the years, folks. No tornado watch. We are under a severe thunderstorm watch. And we have severe thunderstorm warnings moving into East Alabama. But again, don't say, oh, it's a thunderstorm watch. I'm not going to be worried about that. You're looking for that T word. Don't do that. Those thunderstorms can cause just as much damage as the tornadoes can. So no tornado watch. We're not in a tornado conducive setup right here. I mean, anytime you have a thunderstorm, there could be a tornado. I mean, just by the nature of what it is. All thunderstorms rotate by definition, and you certainly could have a quick spin-up tornado. But overall, the conditions are not conducive for tornadoes in this environment today. So we're under a severe thunderstorm watch. And we have severe thunderstorms moving into the area. Hey, Cassandra. Yeah, I'm originally from East Alabama and relocated to White County, Georgia. What? Golly, 14 years ago? Yeah, 13, 14 years ago. Time flies when you're having fun. Ashley, if this holds together, Northeast Chambers could certainly get some rain. I mean, it's not going to rain all night, but it's not a fast-moving system either. So, yeah, you're probably good for a good, 30 minutes to an hour worth of rain. If this holds together, and it looks like it's going to. Lynn is watching us up in Wedowee. Cragford, you're in the same situation as everybody else. As a matter of fact, the western side of your county is under a severe thunderstorm warning right now. Thank you, Olivia. Hollis Crossroads, same situation. You got a line of storms off to your west, though. Yeah, that stuff up there, back up toward Anniston, may come right across there. It's 5:24. Probably about another 45 minutes to an hour. West Point, Georgia. Hey, Cheryl. Benny Floyd, my old buddy Benny. We endured, we endured political life together. Would that be correct? I think that would be correct. Benny and I worked for the same government officials at once upon a time. Jacksonville. Hey, Rose. Yeah, I think Anniston's looking pretty good. That little void area is what's moving right over Anniston. Dadeville, stay weather aware. It's coming right across Tallapoosa County. Hey, Daviston. Good to see you, Scott. Hey, Rose. Hey, Tammy. I hear thunder rolling outside. Let me go up here and look at things. So, Dr. Don Studios are right there. And this is a pretty nasty line of thunderstorms coming out of Lumpkin and Dawson County. It's sliding off in that direction. So I'm thinking that little area just north of Dahlonega right there is probably going to move right over our studios here. Still got rain, pretty good rain up in Helen, now on the east side of Cleveland and over toward Clarksville. We stand to get, Helen stands to pick up a pretty good bit of rain out of this. That's a pretty nasty storm, though, that stretches from Dahlonega all the way down to just west of Gainesville, moving off to the east-southeast. And you can see that gust front right there, too. Heavy rain also just west and northwest of, well, between Woodstock and Cumming. 400 is about to be a washout from Dawsonville all the way down to Roswell. And then 985 will be next. Heavy rain in Cartersville, Cedartown, Rockmart about to get in on the action. Atlanta's going to be a mess here in about an hour. It's a mess on a beautiful sunny day, much less all of this coming in. Heavy rain now in Piedmont. Thundering, lightning, all the way back down to Jacksonville. Severe thunderstorm warning in effect. New severe thunderstorm warning now for Clay County. This does include Lineville, Ashland, Millerville, Barfield. It does not include the extreme northern reaches of the county. Delta, you're not included in this, though you do have some weather coming. This warning is being issued primarily for this part of the storm and also this part of the storm. And it's moving in this direction. And you see that gust front marker right there. So things are about to go downhill in Ashland, Lineville, Millerville. You probably hear thunder and lightning outside. And all of this is moving off to the east. Now, I want to look at a couple of things. Oh, yeah. So, no question where the wind is. We've got some 50 to 60 mile per hour winds in this storm just west of Millerville. So the heaviest wind gust at the moment is about to move over Millerville, and then also to the northeast of Brownsville. We have 50 to 60 mile per hour winds there as well. Northwest of Pinckneyville or northeast of Brownsville. That's your wind, that pink you see. And then right there. Now, we've got some gust a little further south than we got 48 and 50, 51, 54 mile per hour winds all the way down into this area too. So Bluff Springs heads up. If you're in the vicinity of those two places right there on the screen where I've got circles around them, the best thing for you to do is head to your safe place. That's some pretty significant wind, 60 mile per hour winds right there in the pink. And then you're looking at 40 to 50 mile per hour winds in the light blue, and then even 20 to 30 miles per hour in some of that green. So we have new special weather statements just issued. We have a special weather statement now for that part of Clay up there in the northern part of the county that I was just talking about, Delta, for this storm that's coming through Talladega. It's below severe limits at the moment. It could go severe, and if so, they'll upgrade this special weather statement. So a special weather statement for extreme southwestern Cleburne and extreme northern Clay, and for that portion of Talladega County near Talladega. A severe thunderstorm warning for the remainder of Clay County. And officially still the southeast corner of Talladega, though the storm's quickly moving out of Talladega County. And then we have a special weather statement now for Tallapoosa. And that extends down into Elmore. Coosa County remains under a severe thunderstorm warning, as well as extreme northern Elmore County. So we got a lot going on here. Just understand, folks, it's storming pretty good up here where we're broadcasting from. And look, it doesn't take much to lose power up here. And if we do, it'll take me a minute to get the generator going. So if you all of a sudden lose me, that's most likely what has happened. Thank you, Tamika. Thanks, Andrew. Andrew Owens. Andrea. Hey, Andrea. Amy East. Hey, Amy. Yeah, it changed quick. We had a storm up here earlier today, and it was beautiful, sunny outside, and within a matter of about 10 minutes, we went to pitch black dark and heavy rain and gusty wind, and then the temperature dropped about 30 degrees because it was ridiculously hot before the storms hit earlier today. And then after they passed, the sun came back out, and we warmed back up, and now we're storming out there again. But this is the reason we're here. We have severe thunderstorm warnings now in effect for several of our East Alabama counties. That would include Clay, Talladega, Coosa, and northern Elmore. Special weather statements in effect for eastern Elmore, all of Tallapoosa, northern Clay, southwestern Cleburne, and northern and northeastern Talladega. So far, Randolph, you're not under anything. Chambers, you haven't gone under anything, and Lee, you have not gone under anything, but that will change. A little bit of encouraging news. Yeah, they've decided to go with a special weather statement upstream from this storm in Alexander or in Coosa County instead of extending the severe thunderstorm warning. So that tells me that these storms may not be quite as strong as they were just a few moments ago. So the severe thunderstorm warning for Clay, Coosa, and Talladega has been expired. And the severe thunderstorm warning for Coosa and Elmore has been canceled. So the screen will clean itself up here in just a few moments, and you'll see those orange boxes go away. So the storms are not as strong as they were just a few moments ago. So that's good news. Hey, Chris Shellnut. Well, if you're in Helen, what you see is what you're going to get. You just got moderate rain now. The front's already moved through, and the rain's going to continue for a while. If you're in the Cleveland area, you got some moderate to heavy rainfall that's coming down out of the northwest. There is one very strong cell out there on 115 right at the Habersham County line, right there where 254 and Duncan Bridge Road intersect. That's probably some hail out there at Leaf Grocery, or just south of Leaf Grocery. Helen, you see there, you're just really looking at just moderate rainfall for the next several hours. Cleveland, you're going to get in on some of that up there too that's coming down from the northwest. The heavier storms close to White County are going to be down in Lumpkin and Northern Hall, actually near Murrayville. There's Claremont. And yeah, that's down toward Murrayville. And again, if you didn't catch it earlier, my studios are right there. So this is slipping just a little bit south of my studios, which is good. We got plenty of rain earlier today. Things going downhill quickly in metro Atlanta. Look at that. Very heavy rainfall up on 400 from coming all the way to the perimeter. I would not want to be on 400 right now. I mean, let's see, what was it? Tuesday morning, I had a meeting at the National Weather Service office in Peachtree City, so I had to drive down Tuesday morning. Now, understand that's only about 75-ish miles from my house, maybe 80. Union City, Peachtree City. I'm only 60 miles north of downtown Atlanta. I can be on Peachtree Street if there's no traffic in 60 minutes. Folks, it took me 3 hours, 3 of them, to get from my house to Peachtree City Tuesday morning. The meeting was at 10. I left my house at 7, and I was 10 minutes late. It took 2 hours to traverse 400 from Dahlonega to 285. 2. It's ridiculous. And there was nothing going on Tuesday. It was just all volume. And then Wednesday afternoon, we had to go to Birmingham. And that wasn't too bad. Volume was crazy. But it didn't take. I mean, I almost drove to Birmingham the same amount of time it took me to drive to Peachtree City. Ridiculous. All right, so we got a new severe thunderstorm warning coming, and that's going to be up here. I believe it's going to be Hall County. It's probably going to be the storm I was telling you about or showing you. Well, let me just switch over there and look right quick. All right, this is going to be a severe thunderstorm warning for Hall and Lumpkin County, northeast Georgia, and it's going to be an extreme southern white, so that does get me. Severe thunderstorm warning for southeastern Lumpkin, Banks, south central White, and northern Hall until 7:30. At 6:40 p.m., a severe thunderstorm was located over Murrayville, or 8 miles southeast of Dahlonega, moving to the east at 35 miles per hour. So that is, yeah, there it goes. This area right here. And I think it's moving a little bit south of due east. So really from Claremont to Dahlonega down to Gainesville and then off to the east. You folks over in Banks County, over at Homer. Probably Cornelia down to Homer on 441. Going to be pretty rough here in about 30 minutes. Well, they're still holding this severe thunderstorm warning on the board, so bear with me. Let me look at some things here. Okay, according to the National Weather Service chat room, they have expired the severe thunderstorm warning for Clay, Coosa, and Talladega. And they have canceled the severe thunderstorm warning for Coosa. And that was done at 5:35. So it just hasn't cleared off of the board just yet. Okay, he's got thunder in the mountain community. And guess what? We may get to do all this again tomorrow. Sorry. Thought I'd throw that in there. Here's the latest graphic. Let me see if it's changed. And it has not. That's still valid. This is the graphic for tomorrow. So we're thinking the threat from just north of I-85 south tomorrow will be one of a 2 out of 5. And then basically I-85 north is going to be a marginal risk, much like what we've seen today. So that we may have to deal with that again tomorrow afternoon. Roanoke, yeah, it'll get to you sooner or later. We're about halfway through Clay County with it right now. So this is what you got coming at you, Roanoke. All this stuff you see over here in Clay County. Now about to move into Ashland and Lineville. Though, you know, we had 2 Clay County warnings out at one time. And so I'm wondering if they just canceled. That's what they did. They canceled the warning for the southwestern corner of Clay. The one for central Clay remains valid. All right, so that makes better sense. But that's the only warning we have out there right now. Everything else is being covered by special weather statements. So we have heavy storms moving into the Anniston area again. It looks like it is going to get you, Anniston. Anniston, Oxford, heavy rain, thunder and lightning. That stretches down to just west of Mount Cheehaw. And that's going to move across the northern part of Clay. So Delta, you will get some more showers and thunderstorms here in just a bit. And then from just south of Delta all the way down to the Tallapoosa County line, you have a severe thunderstorm warning. And that warning is for this section of the storm that's moving into Ashland, Gibsonville, Mountain Community. The heaviest part of it's already moved through Millerville. Lineville, you're up next. And then if it holds together, and it looks like it's going to, it'll move on into Randolph County, Lake Wedowee, Almond, Malone, Corinth, Wadley, and eventually Wedowee, Roxton, and Roanoke. Down in Tallapoosa County, again, they're handling Tallapoosa with a special weather statement, not a warning. You have a heavy cell there about to move into new site. And then eventually Daviston. Small but moderate cell just to the southwest of Eagle Creek. That'll probably make it over toward Buxton. Dadeville, not a whole lot coming at you. This part of the line has kind of dissipated somewhat, even though there is a gust front coming through Dadeville as we speak. And then as we look down in Elmore County, just basically some heavy rain down there. So overall, this line of storms is waning to a certain extent. Doesn't appear to be as significant as it was when we went on the air with our coverage about 1 hour, 1 minute, and 52 seconds ago. I can tell you, the thunder rolls at my house. I got a lots of thunder out there. Hey, Kay, back from Wind Creek. High wind in Ashland. So what we're going to do here is, as soon as we lose this warning for Clay, assuming they don't reissue it for Randolph, then we are going to just kind of stand by and watch this offline. And, of course, we'll come right back if things were to change. Trying to get something to show you guys here. That is a shelf cloud. This is in Wetumpka. Is that not cool? That's in Wetumpka, Alabama, about 30 minutes ago, that storm that was moving through. That is a shelf cloud. That's down there at the casino in Wetumpka. I'll let that loop through one more time. Looks like a flying saucer coming at you. That's some cool stuff. Hey, Sue Smith and Roanoke. Main reason we're still with you, we're watching this line of thunderstorms. We have one severe thunderstorm warning. That's what's keeping us on the air. That severe thunderstorm moving into central Clay County. Though it does not look quite as strong as it did, it is still capable of producing 60-mile-per-hour winds. Let's just go look at the base velocity on this. There's a 56. That latest volume scan 50, that's a 56 right there. So the strongest wind in the storm now is right here. And then you got probably some 30 to 40 mile per hour winds down here. Now, this is moving to the east. So, heads up, Almond, Malone, southern Lake Wedowee down there about the dam. Almond, Malone, maybe Corinth, Wadley, and down to about Abanda. These are not severe winds, but certainly strong enough to knock some tree limbs down or maybe even uproot a few trees, which could cause some power outages as well. And that's your wind. That's why we're still under a severe thunderstorm warning in Clay County. It does appear to be weakening some as it moves into East Alabama or maybe into Randolph County. You know, the leading edge of that gust front is right there at the Clay-Randolph line, and the Weather Service has not issued anything for Randolph County. So, I would suspect because it is weakening, not sure they're going to issue anything for Randolph. But if you're down there on the southwest corner of Randolph, you need to be paying attention to this. And actually, I'm going to tell you, that stuff up there on the north end, coming from Anniston down to just north of Lineville now, to me, looks like it may be the dominant storm. That certainly looks pretty strong up there. And that stuff coming out of New Site is not anything I'd want to mess with either. Beginning to see a small shower pop up right there at 5 points. So, hey, Northeast Chambers, you may get some rain quicker than you thought. Also up there around Graham, back over toward Bucktown, we've got a shower popping up. And I got to tell you, I got to go up here and look. The thunder's getting more intense here at my location, and that storm was supposed to stay south of me. It is for the most part, but there's a little bit of back building going on. So there we are. We're right here. And I got a great rain. I probably got 1.5 inches yesterday. And we're going to equal that today, if not more, because we've got all this to go. may be looking at 2 to 3 inches of rain in the last couple of days, and we still got tomorrow afternoon to deal with. I like it. My tomatoes, thank you. And I had some of my tomatoes for supper tonight. I'm going to tell you all what's true. I had me some black-eyed peas, some crackling cornbread. Peas had a little okra in them. Spring onions. Grilled pork chop. Mashed taters. I may have to go down there and get another plate. I talked myself right into it. It was good eating. I cooked it all myself. I did not go out to eat and eat that. You know I didn't. That was all done right here on Walker Mountain. Come on, Lynn. It was good. So there goes a special weather statement for Randolph County. Talk that one up. All right, so what's about to happen here is they are going to let that severe thunderstorm warning go. They're going to expire this severe thunderstorm warning. And so they're going to handle Eastern Clay with a special weather statement, all of Randolph with a special weather statement, southern and central Cleburne and southeastern Calhoun with a special weather statement, because northern Cherokee was already under a special weather statement for that storm moving into Georgia. Okay, so here in just a few moments, they're going to take that severe thunderstorm warning down. And so we will have no more warnings in Alabama. As a matter of fact, the only warning that will be valid in Alabama or Georgia is up here in my backyard. I wish y'all could hear it. It sounds like World War III outside. But it's staying south of me. Again, I'm just right there. Most of the thunders from Claremont down to Lula, all the way down to Homer, just north of Maysville down in Jackson County. And even Gainesville didn't get as much of this as I thought they were going to get. It's pretty much stayed north of Gainesville all the way up to Claremont, right over Lake Lanier. And then we got a couple of hours of rain to go. Going to be a rainy night in Georgia. Hey, look, I-85 north out of Atlanta all the way up to really just north of the 316 split. Just a complete washout now. Up 985 to up toward Flowery Branch, up towards the Braves camp. I'm sorry, the Falcons camp. Just a complete washout. So really, the only thing of there are two areas of concern, and they're below severe limits. This area, and then this area. And we're moving like so. So if everything stays the way it is right now, The northern storm will stay north of Wedowee. The southern storm will stay south of Wedowee. The southern storm will get Wadley. It will get Dickert. It will get Roanoke. The southern storm will move across Pennon, Frog Eye, Abanda, probably Buffalo up towards Shroud, 5 Points Farms. And then later on, if it holds together, West Point Lake and eventually LaGrange, you could see some of this as well. But Wedowee, I don't see much to be concerned about with what's coming your way. I mean, the only thing here, let me go back and look at the velocity right quick. Now, I mean, if you look due west of Wedowee, there's not much happening out there as far as the wind is concerned. But you get down here, we're looking at 40 to 50 mile per hour winds about to move into Malone. You got 40 to 50 mile per hour winds just west of Wadley. And then up here around Chulafini, around Chehaw State Park, you're looking at 30 to 40, maybe a 50, 51 mile per hour wind gust up there. And that's my code red. Let's see what they're trying to tell us. Yeah, that was a severe thunderstorm warning. That one's over. I mean, it's not over, but that was issued. I got to check on that Monday morning. They're running a little bit behind with their code red messages, and my office controls that. So guess who's got to work on that Monday morning? So there you go. That's why we're here. They're still just hanging on to that little bitty piece in eastern Clay with that warning. It's going to expire in about 12 minutes. So I think they're just going to let that run its course. Randolph County, you're under a special weather statement. Though I think the biggest part of this cell now is going to be running right along the Randolph County, Chambers County line. I don't think Wedowee's looking at much of anything out of this. Good Hope, Delta Road, pitch black, dark, windy. Hey, Chris. Hey, Kim. Windy and Wadley. I told you it was coming. Thanks for that report, Leslie. Storming in Cragford. Hey, Christine. Again, the main reason we're here is because of this little bitty piece of clay that's still under a severe thunderstorm warning. But that is going to expire here in about 10 minutes. And we're going to stay with you until we get that out of here. But again, don't lose sight of the fact that we may have to go through this again tomorrow afternoon. But here's good news. After we get through with tomorrow's storms, a cold front's going to come through and push everything out of here, and we're going to have some Canadian air filter in to East Alabama and West Georgia during the overnight Sunday night. I think you'll notice a difference Monday morning, but certainly by Tuesday morning, you're going to notice a huge difference. The temperatures are still going to be in the 80s, upper 80s, but there's going to be no humidity. We're going to have dry Canadian air in place. And it's going to feel very nice, especially Tuesday and Wednesday morning. Of course, all good things have to come to an end. We'll start to warm back up on Thursday and Friday, and as we head into next weekend. But it's going to be nice Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. Getting dark and windy in the Concord-Dickard area. Thanks for that report, Judy. Well, y'all could probably hear that stroke of lightning. That was pretty loud. Got a fruit fly in here. Lynn, I mean, it's a thunderstorm. I don't see anything particularly exciting about it. I mean, there's a lot of thunder and lightning in there. Let me go back and look at the wind profile. Right around Wadley, we're looking at 46. I think 46 was the highest I saw. 46.9 miles per hour. That's at Wadley. And we just got confirmation of that. Oh, there's a 50. There's a 50.3 mile per hour wind gust. Now, there's a 51. There's a 53. Now, understand, folks, this is not at ground level. This is up in the upper levels of the atmosphere. But what can happen is where the heaviest rain is falling, it can push some of those winds to the ground. So it's conceivable you could be looking at a 50-mile-per-hour wind gust in the Wadley area as we speak. And, of course, that is certainly strong enough to bring down some trees and power lines. And that's moving in the general direction of Roanoke. I think 20 to 40-mile-per-hour wind gust in the Roanoke area is plausible. But the rest of that, though, in Clay County, I'm just really surprised they're holding on to that severe thunderstorm warning, though it will expire in 6 minutes. And then up here on the north side, up around Chulafini, we got some 60-mile-per-hour winds up there. 63.9. Yeah. They just went severe with it, too. So a new severe thunderstorm warning now for Cleburne and northern Randolph. It's going to be because of these winds up around Chulafini. That's the main reason they just issued this warning. And you'll see that we got some 30, 35, 37-mile-per-hour winds, even down into Randolph County with this. And then the 20 to 30-mile-per-hour winds stretch all the way up to I-20. But the heaviest part of it's right there around Chulafini, maybe just a little bit east of Chulafini. This is where your strongest wind is taking place. That's the direction it's moving. Here's your gust front. It's moving in that direction. And again, the absolute strongest wind is right there. This is 60 mile per hour wind inside that circle. You got 20 to 30 mile per hour winds, on the south side of that and up here on the north side of that. But right in this area, and this is probably going to move in that direction. So high tower all the way over to Bucktown. Heads up, you may have some 60 mile per hour winds coming. I told you I felt like the northern end of this storm was taking over, and it certainly looks like it has. It just looks, it's bigger, it looks more well put together than what we're seeing down here on the south end. So we are going to see what else we've got going on here. Okay. Lots of photographs coming in this afternoon of these clouds. I know they look ominous, but they're just classic shelf clouds. This is what we see when we have these mesoscale systems. We've been talking about that the last couple of days. These are complexes of thunderstorms that take on their own microsystem. I guess maybe that's probably not the right way to put that. But they're not really associated with a cold front. It's a storm system that kind of forms and operates on its own. And we deal with those this time of year quite often. And that's what this is. Now, tomorrow's system will potentially be another MCS, but it'll get pushed away by a cold front. By definition, it won't be cold, but it will usher in that drier air in behind it. Well, you need to be aware if you're anywhere in front of this line. Question was, do we need to be aware in LaGrange? And if you're anywhere ahead of this line of storms, you need to be aware. I mean, you don't need to be in your safe place in LaGrange just yet, but you certainly do need to watch this and pay attention to what's going on. Right now, it's not severe. And so the Weather Service really is not even issuing anything except for extreme northern Chambers County. And I'm talking about maybe a couple of miles into Chambers. And that's for this piece that's coming through Wadley, that's headed toward Roanoke. So, unless this intensifies down here toward Dadeville back up to New Site, LaGrange may not get a whole lot out of this, to be quite honest with you. So we finally lost the Clay County severe for the eastern part of Clay County. Wedowee, you got a shower that's about to move through there, but it's not severe. It's relatively small. And then down here from New Site out to about Dickert, you got rain on Highway 22 and 77 all the way back to the 77-49 split in Clay County. You got rain. The only severe we've got right now is this warning up in Cleburne, and it's basically from I-20 down to Newell in Randolph County. And the heaviest part of this is right there along and just north of the Randolph County, Cleburne County line. Getting reports of a lot of tree damage up at Big Canoe, up in this part of Georgia. That would have been from these storms that came through earlier. Just a good old soaking rain taking place now in White County, Georgia. Helen socked in for the night. Wow. We got to do some serious work on Code Red come Monday morning. It's 7:19. I just got a Code Red alert from something that was issued at 5:30 this afternoon. That's a problem. Now, I got it when it was actually issued, but now I'm getting it again for some reason 2 hours later. Upper Omaha. And let's see here. Upper Omaha. It's out there in the burbs. Upper Omaha. Well, there's the Big Springs. There's the Liberty East. Well, I can tell you there's nothing going on out there on the eastern side of Randolph County right now. And I don't think you're going to see much. I mean, you got broken showers coming in on the west side of Randolph that'll move through there, but yeah, nothing of any great significance. The heaviest thing in Randolph is going to be down here around Wadley, and that's below severe limits. It's slowly moving toward Roanoke. You know, probably 20 to 30 mile per hour wind gusts. That's about it. The severe thunderstorm warning as it affects Randolph County is for the extreme northern section of Randolph. Basically from Newell and north. It does not even include Woodland. It does not include Wedowee. It's basically from Newell north. And that's for the southern end of this thunderstorm that's moving through Cleburne County. That could be producing some 60 mile per hour wind gust. Got some showers over there in Bowden now too, but that's not the show, Bowden. Your big ticket's still back over here in Cleburne County, about to cross into the Hightower area. Bucktown, you got some stormy conditions right now as well. But again, the big show's still back in central Cleburne and down into north central Randolph. And I want to be clear about this. The warning says for northern Randolph. It is extreme northern Randolph. This does not include Woodland. It does not include Wedowee. You've got showers in that area. That's not severe. The severe part is up on the Cleburne County, Randolph County line, and it is moving east. Heads up Bowden, heads up Roopville, heads up Carrollton, High Point, Abilene, down the road, Whitesburg. That will stay well north of Heard County, though Heard, you're going to pick up some showers, but nothing of any great significance. If you're over here on Lake West Point camping, be aware, especially if you're on the north end of Lake West Point. Be aware of what's going on. Nothing severe coming your way, but certainly, you know, all it takes is one bolt of lightning. If it hits you, it's severe. So it doesn't have to be a huge electrical storm to be a problem for you. So even though we're below severe limits, you still need to pay attention to this and seek shelter if you start hearing rumbles of thunder. Go indoors. Respect the lightning. Best idea. Crackford, your day's done. There's a few scattered showers up here northeast of Birmingham, though I think they're going to move. That stuff's going to move on off to the east. Unless something else builds back in, and I don't expect it to, you're done over here in Crackford. Windy on the Randolph-Chambers line. I just bet you... Hey, John Webb, probably somewhere right in the Doublehead community, if I had to guess. Or you could be over towards Standing Rock, because that's it's got a pretty good gust front on it. Thank you, Sherry. We have no, somebody said they lost us on Facebook, but we're looking good here. We're streaming at about 7,000 kilobits with 0 dropped frames. Yeah, actually, we look surprisingly well. Those are some pretty high numbers. May have been a carrier issue on your side. You lost us on Facebook. All right, so here's what we're going to do. We're going to go to 6:30 because I got a few things I've got to check on up here. We're going to go for about 4 more minutes, and then we're just going to monitor this, and if we see anything life-threatening, we'll come right back. But I will tell you, it is storming in central and southern Cleveland County, northern Randolph. It is really, really storming. Gusty winds, maybe 60-mile-per-hour wind gust. About to clear 431. So if you're going to be traveling north up, maybe to Anniston, you're going up there for supper tonight, just hang out in Wedowee for a minute and let this thing clear before you go on up 431. And this is about to move into the Hightower community. And eventually over there toward Ranburn Stadium. Heavy rain down in Pine Tucky, about to move into Pine Hill, and eventually over here in Graham. And then up toward Bucktown. We may see an extension of this severe thunderstorm warning into Carroll County. That's very possible. At the very least, I think we've already got... There's so much going on, it's hard to keep up with. No, we do not have a special weather statement for Carroll County just yet. At the very least, you're going to get a special weather statement. I suspect Peachtree City will issue a warning on this. It's a relatively slow-moving storm, too. So, I mean, you stand a good chance of picking up anywhere from a half to an inch of rain out of this storm as it moves through. But we're going to be here with you for about another 3 or 4 minutes or so. LaGrange, probably not going to see a whole lot out of this. There's LaGrange. I mean, you got this stuff in northern chambers that may move toward LaGrange, but it's not severe, so I don't think you have anything to worry about. I think the biggest thing you got to worry about right now is whether or not you're going to get any rain. From a severe weather standpoint, I don't see much to be concerned about. That could change, probably won't, but it could. And that's what I'll be watching for you offline. And if it looks like things are changing, then I will certainly come back and we'll continue with our live coverage. Thank you all for joining us. We've been going now for about an hour and 41 minutes with these heavy thunderstorms moving into East Alabama and West Georgia. We have a special weather statement for entire Randolph County and central and southern Cleburne County. Then we have a severe thunderstorm warning for central and southern Cleburne, extreme northern Randolph. About to move into Carroll County. We'll see if Atlanta is going to issue a severe thunderstorm warning or if they're going to go with a special weather statement. No advisories or statements for Chambers, Tallapoosa, or any other counties of East Alabama. Just light to moderate, maybe a few small pockets of gusty winds and heavy rain, but nothing of any great significance. We may do all of this again tomorrow. I'll have the latest forecast for you first thing tomorrow morning in our primetime forecast. I'll let you know what you can look for tomorrow afternoon, as we may have to deal with more of these thunderstorms. Thank you all for staying with us and watching us this afternoon. Don't forget, we depend on your support to be able to continue to do this for East Alabama and West Georgia. If you'll head over to our Facebook page or our YouTube page, go to any of our primetime weather forecasts, look at the top on Facebook, look at the bottom of the video on YouTube, and you'll find a number of ways you can support us, and we depend on you to do that. If you own a business, we'd love to have you as a partner. All you have to do is send me a message on Messenger, and I can have you ready to go by the time we do our primetime forecast tomorrow morning, right here on Dr. Don's Weather. Enjoy the rest of your Saturday. I'll see you first thing tomorrow morning. Good Lord willing, and the creek don't rise.